Akio, I need you to stop sleeping on the floor and get up and go back to work. This colony is not building itself, and you don't get anything to eat until you've built the farming area. Let me. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dave. Welcome back to the wee hours where I suffer from periodic bouts of insomnia and play games to pass the time. Today, I thought we would take a look at Mercury Fallen, a game I've kind of been messing around with for the last week or so on my own time. It's a colony builder, a base builder, and I'm all in favor of those. I don't mind those games one bit. It's usually a fairly relaxing way to spend some time. So let's just get started with a new game. I just want to show this off and kind of let people know what Mercury Fallen is all about. The first thing I've learned is where your base is going to be vitally important. And actually, right out of the gate here, it looks like we're going to have some water over here. That's good, but I'm actually looking for something else. I want to see anthracite somewhere, anywhere, reasonably close by. Okay, there's some down here. We're going to need that for reasons that will come up later. This looks pretty good. Okay, we got a big chunk of it right over here, and we'll have some water. All right, so I'm going to draw that as my map. Let's get started with Mercury Fallen, and I'll kind of show off what the game is about. Alrighty, so we sort of start off in our little underground base here, and we're frozen in stasis. We have a robot doing things, but we're frozen in these stasis capsules. And we have 3 colonists we can start off with. So we'll open this capsule, and open this capsule, and that one's already empty. Where's the third one? Open this capsule. Okay. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct that just for the materials. So the robots and the colonists, basically whenever you give a command, somebody's going to go attend to that. Yeah, there's a colonist right there deconstructing the stasis capsule so we can gather the raw materials out of that. Let's deconstruct that one. Deconstruct that one. This one's already empty. Let's get that out of the way. And that will kind of free up some space around here and get us some initial basic materials. So the very first thing that we're going to need to start doing is mining. We need to get raw materials to make other things. Oh, good. I was right. There's water right there. Good. That's going to come in handy. And this is what? That's hematite. Good. That's more hematite there. And I know there's some anthracite around here somewhere. I think it was on this side. I'm going to start mining over here. So in terms of demolishing things, we've got mining or deconstruct. So let's get these walls out of the way. I actually don't want those there. Let's get that out and that out. And then the rest of it, we're going to hit the little mining icon and get all the rest of this out of the way and see what's beyond here. And that will be the start of our next room, our next area. Let me deconstruct this wall. Okay, that should give us a good start. Let me tick time along. We can make time go a little bit faster here. So let's get these colonists doing their thing. And they will gather the raw materials here, as you can see down in the corner. And while I'm thinking of raw materials, the first best thing we can be constructing is some storage areas. So let's build a storage crate and a storage locker, because some things can only go in some things, and the little robot just hops over here and starts getting those done. Now, while he's doing that, this biorefiner that we are given to start with can start making things. So we can make structure resin and bioplastic and cloth, and all of those things require different things to, make the finished product, if you will. So let's get structure resin is pretty important for virtually everything. So let's get a bunch of those. 5, 10, get 15 structure resins going, if you could, please. And now that the storage container is built, the colonists start loading everything into that, and that'll be sort of their focal point. Ah, yes, anthracite. Good. This is what we want, because anthracite powers our coal generator. And like I said, I've been kind of messing around with this game for a week or so, and my very first game, I just completely ran out of power because I had no anthracite. No power means no nothing, basically, going on here. So let me just tick time down a little bit, and focus on this settler, Akio Stefan. What can we do with you? Well, one thing we can do is we can change your outfit, because that is not going to work for me. Let's have you have bright hot pink skin, and how about a nice yellow shirt, and how about some bright green pants? Oh yeah, you're looking much better now, Akio. And you can do that to all the settlers. It's kind of neat. You can kind of change up their outfits so they don't all look samey. So they'll keep mining for a while, and when they get that sort of excavated out, darn, this anthracite is exactly what I want. It's just not where I want it to be. So I'm actually going to have them get this area mined out too, because the first thing I want to slap down is the research center. That's going to be the most important thing that we can put down first, because we can't research anything yet. So data recovery, which is your research tree, there's nothing we can do with that yet because we don't have a computer. So when we do get a computer, there's only 3 things that we can learn off the bat, which is basic production, biology, and recreation. Everything is handy. Like any skill tree, you kind of want all of them. But some things will unlock other things, and that's, leads you further down the tree. So, for instance, basic production will unlock iron ingots, copper ingots, utilities, food prep, which is very important, metallurgy, and ore refinery. That will probably be what we hit first when we get our computer up and running. So where are we at? Have we finished the crafting queue? No. Okay. Why don't you tack a few more onto that? There's never enough structure resin to go along. What do we need for bioplastic? We need hemp, which means we need to make a farming area. And cloth, we need lumen bulbs. Okay, also need a farming area. That's fine. We'll work on that. If you guys could just mine the bejesus out of this area, that would be great. I'm going to tick time along and let them get finished with that. So we've gotten some of the way along the mining, and we've encountered the first issue, which is all of these settlers have very basic needs, food, water, sleep, and we don't have any beds for them, so they just sort of randomly fall asleep on the floor for a while. They have stress levels too, Regina, or Regina, however you would choose to pronounce that, her stress is actually pretty high. She's awfully tired. She's at pretty much full health, and she's not very hungry. So I'm glad you're not very hungry, because I have basically no food for you at this point. But yeah, without beds, they'll just fall asleep on the floor. Thankfully, the robot will keep going, although in my experience, the robot is a little bit slower at doing things than the settlers are, but he will keep going. I could just be imagining that also. That could be totally my imagination. I'm dreaming that kind of thing. But it seems like he's a little bit slower. And like the settlers, he does occasionally need to recharge too, but he seems to keep going a little bit longer than the settlers do. So he's got a little more endurance, but he's a little slower, and that could totally be my imagination. I could be totally falsifying you and giving you poor information out of that, but that's my experience. So let's see if we can get them to finish this area, and then I can start to lay down my research center. They're almost done with this. The robot is just picking off the last area here. So I want to start laying down some walls and more clearly identifying each individual room. I mean, technically, I don't have to put down walls. Floors are important, and we'll come to that in a sec, but I don't have to necessarily put down walls. Everything can just be sort of a open floor concept plan, but I think walls just make it look nicer. And let's do a wall here. Actually, not there, because I want to put a door there. And let's put a wall here. Okay, to link that up. And then let's put a door in here. There we go. Yeah, I like that. So let me just make sure we've got enough structure resin ticking along. No, we're actually a little low. Let's get that back up. You guys, get some more of that done. That'd be great. And let's put down the research floor, because different objects can only sit on certain floors, which is odd, but that's the game. So there it is. So we need a science lab floor for this to sit on. Let's drag that out to, yeah, that's fine. That seems to be a logical place to put that. And when you guys get up after you've done building the floor, let's have you just mine out this area as well, and we're going to start moving in this direction in terms of the colony. And up there. Yeah, do that, please. All right, let me have them put down the floor and get some more mining done, and then we'll check back in. Okay, good. They've got the floor down, and they're finishing up some walls and a door that I wanted to add to. So now we need our computer station. This is a very important part of this, because without this, as I said, we can't research anything. So we're basically ground to a halt at that point. So they'll get that built eventually, and obviously we have a little power icon here, so this needs to be powered. So we go back over to our coal generator and hit the power place, the power map, menu, whatever, and we can draw. Oh, I don't need to draw it to there because that's already powered. Great, I can just draw it from here. And this is just get over to the thing. It's pretty self-explanatory. There we go. That should, let me just check that again. I made sure I actually hit that. Yeah, that should be powered now. When that gets built, that should be powered. They also have to build the power conduit, so it may take a bit for that to get over there. And I've got them mining out this area because this is where I want to slap down some food. Otherwise, that's going to get real sticky real soon if nobody has anything to eat. And, you know, while I'm looking at it, why don't you actually get a little bit more of that out? Yeah, get all of that out, and we'll put some farming area down in there. If you wanted to wake up at any point, that would be great. Akio, I need you to stop sleeping on the floor and get up and go back to work. This colony is not building itself, and you don't get anything to eat until you've built the farming area. Let me just be very clear about that. What are you doing? Oh, you're going to sleep too. All right. Well, again, let me tick time along, and we'll catch up with them when everyone wakes up and goes back to work. Alrighty, power conduit is built, and they're putting some more walls up that I asked them to do. They are kind of pecking away at the mining over here, but more importantly, let's get some research going. So basic production is going to be the best first thing that we can do. I mean, there's good stuff in biology and recreation. I mean, biology opens up cloning, which would be great to have. Well, I actually have never gotten that far in the game, but I'm assuming we're going to start cloning ourselves to have more colonists. But yeah, long story short, let's do basic production, hit recover data, and that is now currently researching. That's going to take 3 man-hours, so not too bad. That'll go by pretty quickly. And Akio, who we changed her skin to bright pink, is apparently also our researcher. So she just jumps right into that and starts getting that done. Robot is mining. What are the other people doing? Did you guys want to move any of this stuff into storage? It's just been sitting on the floor for a while. Oh, you're all having a snack. Yeah, the elevator here is where I think initial food is stocked, so they at least have something to eat until you can get a farming area built. However, this is still in early access and early development, so this is somewhere where eventually there will be an exploration side to this game. I don't know what it will entail. I can only imagine that colonists are going to go out and scavenge for things as you would in any sort of base builder or colony builder kind of game, but that is still in development. So right now it's just a storage area. Oh, you guys finally got over here. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to get this hematite out of here. Oh, and what is that? What is that? Azurite. Ooh, interesting. I've never actually come across that in a play before. How is our storage full? Is that's why you're not moving anything? No, the storage is virtually empty. Could you people pick up the mess that you were leaving around here? All right, let me blow through this and see what other fun things we can do after this. Alrighty, they finally figured out how to dig out this mine without taking a nap halfway through it. So that got done, and that actually revealed more water over here. So that's interesting. So 2 things we need to do now are get some crops going. Because, well, because crops, basically. We have no food, or at least we're not generating any food. We're just using up whatever was left over in the elevator storage area. And some of these crops we need for other materials like cloth. So if we go back to the biorefiner, if we want to make cloth, we need the the lumen bulb, which is, a growable thing, something that we're going to grow over here. And the research is completed, so now we can do more research. Utilities is probably the best move because that's going to give us the water pump. But I know we're actually not going to have the materials to build that yet. So biology will give us what? That'll give us cloning, medbay floor, med bed, and medical cabinet. Okay, so we can heal ourselves. And yes, the settlers do contract ailments. Recreation will probably back burner right now. Metallurgy, however, steel plates, tech printing, and basic robotics. I'm kind of torn between utilities and metallurgy. Go metallurgy, yeah. And just get that done, get that out of the way, because we're going to need it at some point. We need everything at some point, like any basic colony or base builder. When I was reading the reviews on Steam for this, they were mixed. They were not, it was not mostly positive. They were somewhat mixed. And the negative reviews are basically saying this game is too easy. It's way too easy. Well, okay, it's not the most challenging base builder game I've ever come across, but I've also played it 3 times and lost badly each time, just due to poor, colony management, basically. Like any base builder, it's about knowing what you need and what you're going to need soon enough and what you're going to need in the long term and things that you can back burner for a while. Oh, this is done. Good. So let's get some food crops going first. Put potatoes in that one. This one can be hemp. That's fine. Yep, plant that. And I don't think I actually hit plant on this. So potatoes, plant crop. And this one can be the lumen bulb things. Plant crop. And let's do another. The hemp is really useful. Oh, you're still under construction. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there, little robot pal. The hemp is probably the more useful crop. So, yeah, it's not ridiculously difficult. I mean, I guess. I'm not sure why a game has to be super, super hard to be good. I've never really understood that methodology, that way of thinking from a gamer perspective, which is it's got to be blisteringly hard for me to enjoy this. That's just not my style. I don't mind a hard game. I don't mind a challenging game. There is a huge difference between challenging and frustrating, and if you've watched a lot of stuff on my channel, we talk about that frequently with games, which is what is that fine line between this is challenging but I'm enjoying it to no, this is just plain frustrating and I'm hating it. This is neither of those. This is more of a casual game. It's more of a relaxing game, and it's not without its challenge, believe me. Again, I've played it 3 times and lost 3 times. So it's not nothing, but it's fun and it's kind of neat, and it's, again, very few games reinvent the wheel. Let's be brutally honest here. No games reinvent the wheel. So it's a pretty standard colony builder, but I like the take on it. I like the sort of underground digging out to explore thing. And wow, there's a lot of good stuff over here. Anthracite and hematite, and maybe we'll pick up a few more of these azurites. Why don't you guys, while I'm just sort of chit-chatting my head off here, why don't we do a long-term mining expedition here? So do that, and no, do that, please. And do all of, yeah, there we go. Do all of that eventually. I know that's going to take you a really, really long time to do, but that's fine. Get on that. So, yeah, that's, this has been my experience with Mercury Fallen. If you need something that's just stupid challenging, then great, go play something else. But I'm not entirely sure where the negativity came from in this game. I mean, it's fine. It's totally fine. I've certainly, this is my 4th playthrough of this, so certainly I'm having fun coming back to it again and again. My only concern is why you're not doing anything, Kate Salo, if indeed that is your real name. Why are you not mining? Now, here's a legitimate complaint from the mixed reviews in early access. It's early access. It's early development. It's a little buggy and glitchy. And yes, I have encountered before where a settler will just get stuck. Sometimes they unstick themselves, sometimes they don't. But yeah, this is not my first time encountering this. And, there it is. Early access, early development. It's a little glitchy, it's a little buggy, it's a little rough around the edges. So there's not too much more I want to show off, because it's just basically, research things, build things, get bigger. But let me just tick time along. Oh, she unstuck herself. Yay, good job, Kate. Get back to mining. Let me just tick time along and maybe get through the next research period and see what that might unlock for us that we could do. All right, what we can put down now is the ore refinery, and that's going to come in super handy when we need a little more specialized metals. Again, that also needs to be powered, which is handy because there's power right here, so that's easy enough. So they'll get that built. I've done a little sprucing up to the farming area. Now, the crop planters can only be placed on dirt. So underneath that is dirt. But around it, I decided to do hallway tile because I think that's just going to look a little nicer when it's done. Give it a little more finished look. Again, I don't need to do any of this to my knowledge. I could just have this whole thing be one huge open floor plan and just put down specialized flooring when I need to. But I want to make it look nice. That's kind of the whole point to me of something like a colony or a base builder is, yeah, it should be functional ideally, but I also want it to look cool. I mean, that's kind of part of the program for me. That's why I buy into stuff like this, is I want to build a neat base, not just a functional base. Any fool can build a functional base if they practice hard enough. I want to build something that I'd like to live in, and I would like some hallway tile around my hemp plants, please. Oh, everyone's getting a new ailment. Hand cramps, which is, I'm sure, from all the mining I'm asking you to do. And speaking of mining, you guys are being a little slow on the mining over here. It looks like Regina has gotten stuck. She's gotten a little early access glitchy, and so has Akio, and Kate's asleep. So, frankly, the robot is the only one pulling his weight around here. Good job, worker. Wait, you actually have a title. Worker, hold still. You see, you're moving so fast, you're working so hard, I can't even keep an eye on you. But you are worker Z087 something or other. So good job, worker Z. We'll just call you worker Z. What are you doing, Akio? You are eating. Oh, you're eating the potatoes that we planted? Well, good for you. And so is the other one. Everyone's back up doing something and has stopped being glitchy, but no one's really doing anything productive. So there I think is a good first look and first impression at Mercury Fallen. I like it. I think it's kind of neat. Again, is it the world's most challenging, difficult, insane game? No, it's not. It's kind of casual, but it's kind of neat and kind of cool, and when they work the glitches and the bugs out, it'll be even better. And then when we get into exploration, that might be even more fun. I'll definitely be checking back in when they get to the exploration part of this. So, hope you enjoyed it. Do you want to see more of Mercury Fallen? All you got to do is let me know in the comments. If you do, fantastic. If you don't, fantastic. I'm good either way. I'm happy to play it or not play it at your leisure. But until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time.